Do I believe in depression?
I definitely believe that depression is real.
Depression is real.
Depression is most definitely real.
Do some people believe depression is not real?
Definitely, I definitely do suffer from depression.
I actually have plenty of friends who have either suffered from depression or currently dealing with depression.
Yes, I do know some people who have suffered from depression. Mostly around my age group, so probably like from 15 to like 19.
Almost 20% of teenagers suffer from depression before they reach adulthood. I am not suffering from depression, as you see me right here, but I've been treated for depression in the past, so I've had bouts of depression in my life.
I was 15 years old, and it was a traumatic thing that happened.
I don't think I've ever told anyone I'm depressed, other than like my immediate family. I'm a dude, man. I was like an athlete and always kind of thought myself as a happy person and didn't think that I was I never thought of myself as a depressed person.
Only 30% of depressed teens are being treated for it. When I first told my dad that I was depressed, he looked at me and he told me that's impossible because black people don't get depressed.
I told my dad, but he basically thought the same thing. He was like, don't worry about it, you'll grow out of it.
The common indicators of depression among teens are sadness or hopelessness, low self-esteem, sluggishness, substance abuse, spending more time alone, decrease in desire to do things they used to like to do, physical ailments, problems at school, talking about death or suicide, not caring about appearance, running away from home.
I think depression is something that takes over the life of, not fully takes over the life, but it takes a pivotal part of a person's life away.
I associate it with a sense of helplessness and purposelessness. I think for me thinking back, it was the feeling of sleeping all the time and still feeling tired.
In my opinion, to be depressed is not exactly oh, you're just sad one point in the day. It's kind of you have that moment all day, every day.
Many experts say adolescents and teens today probably face more pressures at home or school, worry about financial issues for their families, and use more alcohol and drugs. This is a very dangerous time for our young people. Kathy Harms.
When I was younger, about 8 or 9, there was an incident that happened with my mother and father, and it was a big fight, and the fight ultimately ended with my mother telling me that I had to choose between staying with my father or going with her all the way to North Carolina, and it scarred me indefinitely.
If you think someone you love is struggling with the symptoms of depression, anxiety, and self-harm behaviors, please call Resilience Teen Mental Health Treatment today at 800-760-3934. We've been helping families find their way to lifelong recovery for nearly 20 years.